everyone, and welcome back. My name is Sammy. If you haven't seen my channel, I talk about human design. So today I will actually be talking about spirituality books and metaphysical books that are incredibly helpful to have on your journey to self-discovery. And honestly, I think even if you're studying human design, these books can really help you build more of like the foundation of spirituality, can help you discover chakras, help you understand the clairvoyant aspects of who you are. So when you're diving more into your human design chart, you can have all these different kind of categories and areas to help really bring your human design chart even more alive than it was before. So I have all of the links, an overview of them, and the name of the book and where, who they're by, in the description below. Every single one of them is going to be on there, and I will be talking about them in the order that they are listed as well. Okay? All right, awesome. So, of course, I have to start with Understanding Human Design, The New Science of Astrology, Discover Who You Really Are by Karen Curry, or Karen Curry Parker, as you guys probably know her. I had to start with this book. This is the only human design book I'm going to be talking about today. I feel like if I went, it might have to be a completely different video. And actually comment below if you would like me to do a video with all the human design books, I Ching books, stuff like that I think is helpful, because it's a whole other land. But yeah, this book is super awesome. I mean, obviously Karen is amazing at expressing and creating this new language in human design. If you're looking for the new language that has much more empowering, this is a great one to get. It definitely goes over a little bit of everything. It's definitely not like super advanced by any means, but it sets the stage for your own reading and kind of understanding what human design is about. Talks about the different types, talks about the lines, which I think is very important. So the lines 1 through 6. It talks about the channels and the gate. So it does give a little overview of every single one of those, and that can be a super awesome guide. Just even if I'm doing a reading and I'm like, I just want to look one more time at this gate before I have a reading, this is a perfect guidebook as well for that. So whether you're a beginner or advanced, or you do practice in human design, this is an awesome book. Okay, I'm gonna start next with understanding auras, and then the understanding chakras. The reason I'm putting these together is because they're both from Callie. So she does an awesome book. I think there's a few other ones in this little series that she does. Let's start with the Understanding Auras, your handbook to seeing, reading, and protecting your aura. This book is so cute. I mean, seriously, the pictures are adorable, but it talks a lot about how you can see your aura, how to practice it, tips for making your aura stronger. There's exercises in this book as well, which I think is really cool. And it also talks about what the different aura colors mean. So it's not super deep on auras, but it's also like, if you want to learn about auras, this is a perfect book for you. Like, you will leave feeling incredibly satisfied by it. All right, so that's that one. All right, and then again, like I said, this is also by Callie, and it's Understanding Chakras, your handbook to understanding the energy of the chakra systems. This book is also really awesome. I'm gonna just give you like a little picture, It's so cute. They're so colorful and great. So it goes over all of the different chakras. Of course, there are exercises in this as well. There's parts at the end about how you can work with your energy. But what I like about it a lot is there's like little remedies, or like what crystals you can use to amplify like your heart chakra, or how to heal each of them. And it talks about, what it can feel like when they're unbalanced as well, or there's a block. So it doesn't, of course, there's tons of books about chakras, and I'm going to actually mention a few of them in this video. But this one, if you're just starting out, you're brand new, and you just want something simple to kind of understand with beautiful pictures and just a colorful book, this is for you. I also recommend this just for anyone who even works with chakras all the time, because I think it's so creative and the colors are just so beautiful, and it's kind of simple, so sometimes it's easy to just use this as like a little reference. All right, so this is called The Witch's Shield by Christopher Pinzak. I want you guys to not be worried about the fact that it says witch on here, because it's honestly all about protection. This book literally talks about every way that you can protect yourself, what type of protection to use, and that is just even if you are meditating on these higher planes. You know, when I meditate and I do past lives, or if I meditate and do astral projection, like, I have to make sure that I'm protected, because the more I'm doing this kind of work, even doing human design readings, even raising my vibrations, I am still at a high vibration, and sometimes energy just can just be drawn to that. Now, obviously, I don't want to freak anyone out or anything, but I mean, if you are ever going to get into an area where you do feel like you need protection, or you do feel like someone's energy is like psychic attacks is a perfect example. It protects you just even from other people's energy when you walk outside your door. What's really cool about this, though, is it also comes with a CD that has like protection meditations. It also has banishing rituals and like some stuff like that. I think it does have one magic circle ritual, so it does go into the magical aspects as well. But again, if you're working with any kind of clairvoyance, especially, you know, even mediumship or something like that, you have to protect your energy. It's incredibly vital that you do. So this is a perfect one. It's all about protection. All right, so the next one I'm going to be talking about is called Hands of Light, A Guide to Healing Through the Human Energy Field. And this is by Barbara Ann Brennan, and it's illustrated by Joss A. Smith. There's that cover for you. Oh my gosh, I love this book. So I will say that this is definitely for light workers. If you are someone that has healing hands, I've been told that a lot in my life. Someone who can literally touch someone and or be above them and either feel it or see their auras. This is a perfect book for you. You're going to be looking at auras and how you can align their chakras, or if there's something that, like, it literally goes into like how to get rid or patch up, you know, oozing chakras and stuff like that. But the illustrations are amazing. Let me show you a little example here. Hold on. Okay. And so she actually uses examples of like what it's like when someone's aligned. Oh, they're just so awesome. I love them so much. And I'm sure the video does not do it justice, but it really does talk a lot about, you know, how you can view the human aura. It talks about the energy field. It goes into the tools that you can use so it literally teaches you how to clean someone's energy, how to clean your own energy, how to clean your own chakras, your aura, your energy field, all of it. Spiritual healing and keeping yourself healthy as well, which I think is really cool that it kind of talks about that. Oh, such a great book. I mean, seriously, if you want to learn to do this, this will teach you. Okay, so then of course we have the biggest book ever. It is literally called Complete Book of Chakras, which I think kind of explains itself. Your definitive source of energy center knowledge for health, happiness, and spiritual evolution by Cindy Dale. All right, so when I say it's a complete book of chakras, I mean, like, look at this. This is insane. I did write in the description that, yes, okay, if you are a beginner, you can utilize this, but there's so much knowledge in here that is probably not going to be, it's going to be more overwhelming and confusing than anything, which is why, like, if you are more beginner, I would start at least with the understanding chakras before buying this ginormous book. This is just a great guidebook more than anything. It's not something that you want to sit down and read like all the time for in one setting. I mean, if you want to, great. I mean, you'll probably be the best chakra person out there in the world, but most people are going to use this more as a guidebook. So it talks about the spinning wheels of light, which of course there's a book called The Wheels of Light for chakras as well. And it talks about the Hindu chakras, It talks about, you know, the benefits of chakra medicine or medication. It talks about medication healing, the subtle energy. It talks about, what I really like is like the chakra systems of India, or how they're different from other Asian chakra system. Goes into chakra systems of old Europe, the Middle East. So there's tons of history in this book as well. Chakras come of age in the West. Chakras in nature, new and unusual chakra and chakra system. So literally any kind of chakra system or chakra thing that you were ever wanting to know about, here it is. And talk about exercises. You know, most people get these because they love exercises. Oh, sorry. These are all the exercises. I mean, literally, this is awesome. I mean, exercises are my favorite part as well. So, I mean, you won't be disappointed by the exercises in this and the history behind it as well. If you want to know everything there is to know about chakras, this is your complete guide, as it is called that. Okay. Okay, so we have Cindy Dale again here. It's called Awaken, Clairvoyant Energy by Cindy Dale. So now we're going to be talking about like the clairvoyant and kind of psychic abilities here. Here's what it looks like. As you can see, I use this book a lot. It really, really helped grow my clairvoyant knowledge, and it helped me understand what my energy was. There are so many awesome, let's see, there are 21 exercises, but literally for just how small this is, like there's tons of exercises and they're super helpful, like from meditations to like ways that you can kind of do it with someone else. I mean, seriously, some of these like really, really, really help you. And what's awesome about it is like, this is a beginner's book. This is something that you can use if you are really trying to figure out, like you always feel like, I want to be more spiritual. Like if you are on your spiritual journey and you want to learn about your clairvoyant energy, or how you can, like where you fit in that, whether it's auditory, whether it is, you can actually see it, whether it's, you know, inner vision or intuition, you know, more and more. They talk about all 6 of them in this book, and it really gives you a feeling of safety when you're reading it as well, because of the way she talks about it. And there's examples, and it's just an awesome book. So here's this one as well. If you're wanting to dive into your psychic abilities and waking up the clairvoyant energy, I would start with this book. So then after that, I did Psychic Development Beyond Beginners by Melanie Barnum. Develop a deeper understanding of your intuition. Oh, another amazing book. Let's see, if you want, like, here are all the exercises. So as you can see, there are a ton on there as well. This book is, it's really, if you liked the first one, then this is a great one as a follow-up. It talks about the basics at the beginning. It kind of gives an overview of the basics and defining your abilities, which I think is great as like kind of a refresher. And of course, with any kind of clairvoyance or anything that we're using as a gift and raising our vibrations, we always kind of have to go back to the basics, even if we've been doing it for 20 years. So I think it's cool that she starts like that. It talks about psychic symbols a lot, how you can interpret things like that, energy, power, chakras. It talks about how to easily access your gift more, helpful tools. It talks about how you can have an advanced practice, how to find psychic buddies, so people you can practice the stuff with, because there are a lot of exercises where you might need someone to do it with, which I also think is great, because in this community, or when you're doing this, the more you're around people who are doing it as well, it is very powerful. It's empowering as well, and it keeps you accountable, but it also lets you see it from different perspectives and different ways that people use their energy. And it talks about being professional and how to go from intermediate to professional. So it really adds, oh, and there is a chapter about mediumship, but it really adds this level of how do we take what we can do, say even if it was mediumship, and how do we advance that? How do we get it from just, I see it sometimes, to I am good at this. This is something I can do professionally. This is something I can do like in my life, maybe even as a career, or you know, even if it's intuition, or if it's the healing hands, if you used the hands of light to figure out how to, you know, heal people's energy, and then you use this to maximize that psychic development and your intuition and your gift, and use, and find more people to practice and do things with, and become a part of a community that could get you in a place where you do that for a living. So they all kind of correlate. That's what I'm trying to kind of point out here. So here again, here's the book. All right, so of course I cannot do this without talking about the tarots. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't have the cover on this, but it's 78 Degrees of Wisdom, a tarot journey to self-awareness by Rachel Pollack. If you want to know the story of how the most famous tarot is, like how it was made. Let me see, let me go to, apologize, 1 second. So it's literally going to talk about the 4-card pattern, which is just going to be like the start of the story, and it goes into every single major arcana, and then it goes into, and then it goes into the overview, the opening trump symbols and archetypes, the world sequence, turning inwards, and then the great journey. And then of course there's the minor arcana. There's going to be the wands, the cups, the swords, and the pentacles. And it's a really, really, really great book. It talks about the most well-known, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name for some reason. It's driving me crazy. Oh, here we go. The Rider Pack, though, as you guys know. But it's by Arthur Edward Waite. But the Rider Pack is going to be the one. I mean, I use that tarot card deck as well, but that is the most popular one. So I'm just letting you know, like, these pictures are going to be from that pack. So it does help to have that if you are, doing this kind of work. You're learning how to do tarot cards. It's just really awesome because it kind of goes into the story of it as well. It doesn't just give a description of tarot. It literally tells a story, which I think is really cool. And then it gives you kind of a few different ways that you can do spreads as well. But I will say most of this is kind of just about the whole story of how it happened, the history, where it came from, what it was like at the beginning when when that guy made this, and people thought like this is weird. Or I mean, think about how many times you see this. It's mainly people you see do tarot readings, they're in movies or they're in shows, and they show like the death card, and it's so terrifying. But when you actually learn about how to do tarot reading, it is so different. Like, it is so different than what you think. Like, for example, the death card does not mean death. It can literally mean, it usually means there's a death of something. It could be a relationship. It could be a job loss. It could be even like, a good example would be if you're a client who's like stopped his addiction, if he's an alcoholic. This could be something that it's either a warning sign that this is something that needs to end, or a relationship needs to end, or it could be a sign of it's done, depending on the card next to it, depending on the card before, and depending on the spread. So I know that's a lot of dependings, but if you ever, learn more about tarot reading, I think it's really important to use this book. One, it's a great reference if you're really wanting to dive a little deeper on what cards mean, but it also just gives a story, and I love this book. I have so much respect for it. I am really apologize for the inconvenience of me needing to find a certain page, but yeah, so there's that one. And then with tarot, we also need a little spicing things up with the different tarot spreads. So we have 365 tarot spreads, Revealing the Magic in Each Day by Sasha Graham. This is the greatest book ever. When I was doing it, I was so tired of looking up like 3-card spreads or 5-card spreads or 1-card spread, yes or no, and I was just, yes, you can find them on Pinterest, like you can use Google, but this is like, I don't think it's very expensive, and it was literally one for every single day, like every single day. And the cool part is the day correlates to what the spread is about. So let me Let me flip to a random page and I'll use that as an example. All right. So we have, I don't even know how to say that. So, okay, we'll do, all right, I'm not trusting my gut right now. All right, writing a will spread, which I know that that's a little bit odd, but this is where the book gets kind of, it's everywhere. There's like literally spreads for anything. The one before that was where should I live spread. So just to tell you how different all the spreads are. So we'll talk about where should I live spread because the writing a will one's like a little depressing, but, and then it goes on this day, you know, actress Grace Kelly along with family bridesmaid poodle and over 80 pieces of luggage boarded an ocean liner in New York Harbor bound by the French Riviera on the day in 1956. Thousands of New York fans waved goodbye. In Monaco, over 20,000 onlookers lined the street to greet their future princess. So it kind of like gives you a history lesson to why this is the spread for this day, which is kind of cool. And then you cast your cards. This one has 12 of them, and then it has a little card on the side that signifies a certain thing that they point out. For example, one of the couple questions that they have on the spread, I'm not going to say them all because obviously I don't want to give away the book information, but like, do I want to move far away? What environment do I enjoy? So those are some of the questions, and it's cool because like you can see how the spread is like really, they're all really unique. Let's see, like here's one other kind of another spread looking one, or these are cool. 5 days of spreads revealing the magic in each day by Sasha Graham. Okay. And then lastly, but awesomely, we have the Crystal Healer, crystal prescriptions that will change your life forever. Philip Permut. So just to give you like a little bit of what it looks like, super awesome. So it has this color coded system that they go into of red, orange, yellow, green, pink, rainbow, multicolored, blue, violet, white, clear, black, gray, and brown. There's over 250 crystals in here. It talks about where they're commonly sourced, the astrological association, the chakra that it relates to, its healing qualities, both physically and emotionally, with a little overview. So super awesome and super helpful. It also talks about crystals in your environment, where to put crystals in certain spaces. For example, like if you're, you know, if there's a partner in there, what you can do if you guys are fighting, you can put a certain crystal in there, I think is what one of them as an example was. And then it talks about where you can locate, obviously, your chakras. It does go a little bit into working with the pendulum, which is actually quite helpful. Let me see if there's anything else worth noting here. There's crystal remedies, so how to use it for spiritual enhancement, lifestyle enhancement, emotional alignments, physical alignments, preparing it, how to cleanse your crystals, and how to choose how to work with your pendulum. It goes into crystal meditation and working on your chakras. And then, of course, just an introduction to crystals in general. So I will show you another cool page. It's super awesome. It helped me find one of my favorite, actually I'll show you right here, one of my favorite crystals, rainbow one. Really awesome. So it really helps to find like unique crystals, and you'll feel pretty drawn to the ones that you think are like gonna help you and stuff like that. But yeah, it really does help to have that information. So again, we have talked about tons of different books today. We talked about the psychic development ones. We talked about a bunch of chakra books, big ones like this, the tarot spreads, healing hands, crystals, protection for all of this, understanding your human design, and much, much more. So yeah, these are all the books that I've shown you guys. These are the books that I use all the time and keep as well. I'm obviously not going to be able to ever go into all of my books, but again, comment below if you would like another book kind of overview or book reviews on human design and I Ching and stuff like that, because I can absolutely do that as well. But I hope you enjoyed this. It was really fun for me to do this, and I felt like, you know, books are really how I was able to develop my spirituality, develop my gifts, my clairvoyant, my psychic abilities, and how I was able to maintain that and to have that kind of guides that really help me. And it helps me a lot in human design, a lot, because when I do human design readings, like I can tap into this kind of stuff, especially if the other person's really interested in that. It helps me tap into how I can help them with that, wherever the remedies that they're wanting to come from, if it's crystals or if it's working with their chakras, you know, I can help them have tools to do that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And again, my name is Sammy and my channel is about human design, and thank you so much for watching this video.